Welcome back to another episode of War on the Sea Pacific Theater Mod. We're on part 177. I'd like to thank you all for coming back and joining me. These are very basic videos that I do, no editing. I've said it before, you're going to get the full rundown of how I do these videos. It's pretty basic. I simply use the Radian software that came with my graphics card, and I hit record. And I recently got a new microphone. Hopefully you're getting the sound clearer and better than my webcam. I had a webcam, a Logitech. When did I get that thing? About maybe 10 years ago. And the first, 50 videos maybe, or maybe more than that, before I got this new microphone, I was just using that, and the audio wasn't great, but you can hear me, so that was okay. But these videos are raw. There's nothing scripted about it. I'm not doing this for subscriptions. I'm not doing it for likes. I do it so that people that like to hear some guy talk about a video game and the things that come out of his mouth when he's talking about ships and aviation and World War II and things that I like about this game and things I don't like about this game. There are some things that I don't like, but that's what you're going to get in these videos. And for the people that have stayed with me this number of videos, I appreciate it. And that's enough for me. And whatever comes along with that, if you guys subscribe or you like or you comment or whatever, that's all just, cherries on top. That's I'm not trying to make money off of this. I'm not trying to gain a large following or be one of those gamer streamer guys. This is just, I watch some videos online on YouTube, and I enjoy watching those too. And I enjoyed them so much, I decided to say, hey, I like this game. I'm going to start a series and go along with it. Any of you that have looked at my page, you see I have a very basic, generic theme. It's just about how I live my life and the things that I do. And, I did videos on my dog, and I think I have a few single guy cooking things, and I built some things that people don't like to talk about on the internet anymore. The videos are still there, but that's all like hobbyist type of stuff. It's not political. What else do I got on there? Just, it's more lifestyle stuff, so this channel is not a gaming channel. It's not a political channel. It's not definitely not a hater channel. Not a I'm better than you channel. It's not a I'm trying to make money channel. This is just more like me venting out. Okay, and I vent out about a lot of stuff. I'm venting about video games in this long series, and this game in particular, War on the Sea. So, for 3 minutes of jabbering on, how about we get into the game? And I hope you enjoy it. I really do, because that's why I'm doing it. So we're just gonna start the clock, because I don't know where the heck we are. I have a feeling we were talking about maybe Sarong. Yeah, I think we merged that. What are you guys doing? You're going back to release and repair because you're making updates. Subwoodway's bringing in supplies. Why don't I put something in that spot? Probably should. What do we got over here? You're going on a long trek. All right, let's just get the ball rolling and we'll see what happens. We can do one thing. Let's check the dockyard real quick. So we do have a lot of stuff in the dockyard, and it's because we pulled out a bunch of Harris's, Macaulay's, and tanker issues. We've converted away from the British tanker, gone back to the American Cimarron oil tanker because of the speed, and it has guns, so it can defend itself. And there's only 10 fuel off. This guy does 150. The one we're using is 140. So, yeah, the start of the series, I made a claim for this guy, but I was fooled because they show the same picture, but it's not the same ship. It's a different ship. Yeah. Let's move on. All right, so let's get the ball rolling here and see what we get up with. So we're having this harassment again over here. Let's get these hurricanes up to try and prevent anything from happening. We're just gonna put them up right there is fine. I'm not gonna bother sending them anywhere. Actually, let's put them over Palembang Defense Force. Palembang Defense Force. This is crazy. I won't even say it. You all know I'm going to say it, but I won't. Let's go to a little slow. Close enough. Let's go into Hellcats 14. And let's turn these boys around so that they can go after these guys. And odd train of events, these guys have turned, which tells me they're probably going after the Langley. You're circling around this guy here. What are you doing? Auto attack. Now, because I turned him, even though he was on auto attack, he disregarded it. So now I need to turn him back on, so he'll go after. Let's get some binoculars on these guys and see what we can see. There's one down, there's two down. Okay. So that was enough for one day, right? Let's retreat out of this. 2 of 2. Okay, let's see if we can get the ball rolling more. Yeah, they're going to keep coming. So I want to get them a little bit closer because they won't show up unless they're in the radar. Do we have all the aircraft off the carrier up? We do. So let's just go in and let's go from here, tactical. So is there a difference between going in tactical for the ship from the ships and going in tactical from the aircraft with targeting specifically? So we're going in with the aircraft or with the ships this time. So let's see what happens. So these guys are all tagged to engage. They're all picking a target. So let's pause. Let's take a look. So number one guy is going after number one. He's still going after number one. I'm going to click down these and you guys just look here. So number one, number two. He's going to number one as well. So is he. So is he. So what I'm seeing is, how many groups are there? There's only one group. So it's only showing 2 aircraft, but most of them are going for number one. Let's get these guys to go after number 2. I don't think it will matter, but let's do that. So there is some difference between going in with targeting. These are all torpedo planes because everybody's going to the deck. These guys are taking their sweet time, but looks like they're over here. Yeah, I don't know if I want to report to the war room, if you will. to get orders to say, you 2 planes are going to go against this group of ships, and there's been suspect of plus 12 aircraft in the air, and we're going to send only 2 of you after them. And the angle of attack of these planes, rough. And you see how they're just shooting still. These guys right here won't stop shooting. Yeah, that's the thing. Alright, so let's retreat and get the fighters after that, I'm sure. So these fighters over here are going to be next. Let's just get in there close. And now let's go in from the aircraft and see if there's a difference there. So the difference I saw was it was hard to tell because there were only 2 aircraft, enemy aircraft, and there were 14 of these guys. And the majority of them, I'd say a 70-30 split. The majority went for the number 1 aircraft, and the others went for the number 2. The Hurricanes, they all went for the number 1 aircraft as well. So let's see if there's a difference in targeting here. So, I'm sorry, that's... You guys are over the Palembang Defense Force. Let's make sure we keep that there. I didn't mean to give them a direction order. Yeah, you guys still do that. And target. Okay. So as we see, they're all on dogfight at will, which means, and we also look and we see the Hellcats are all facing somewhat in the direction that the enemy is. Enemy should be over here somewhere. They'll probably appear like close. I want to see if they by group focus on one particular aircraft or they all go for the closest aircraft. So let's start that, and we're going to even do this. We're going to go to Langley. Say, well, isn't that the same thing you just did before? Well, let's see what these guys do. So there's only 2 aircraft again. These are the fighter bombers, I like to call them, because they do have nose-mounted guns, but they carry these big old bombs, so they're more like attackers instead of bombers. But these guys don't attack bomb, they altitude bomb or mid-range. Think of them like a B-24 or B-25. They are seemingly more agile than our fighters. They're going 230, we're going 275, so at slower speed they should be able to turn better. I have a feeling that's the case. Our fighters, I think, dive faster but don't turn better at speed. So let's see where they target. Get these guys all scoped in here. So they have a target. He's going after 1. He's going after 1. He's going after 2. 1, 1, 1. Yeah, I would expect to see some more 2s by now. There's another one. Yeah, it seems like every 4th or 5th, or all of these guys. See, all of these guys are going after the number 1 aircraft, and I don't like that. I wish the game would space it out differently. Like, say, all these guys go after number 2. And 255 to 314, that's not cool. Maybe that. So let's see what these guys do on their split up. See, they're very maneuverable, and they will attack. They got a rear gunner and they got forward mounting guns. This is Jack. What are you doing, bro? This guy should go down. There you go. Where's the other one? Get them both? No, this guy's doing his thing. Yeah, the roll rate on this huge plane, compared to the fighters going after him, this is a huge plane. It's kind of an annoying sound in it. So here's the issue. This guy's going 307. This says we're going 308, but let's focus on this guy right here. 295, and he won't increase his speed. He'll let that guy just run away from him, and that's unacceptable. You too. Why don't you go attack him as well? So let's go back to this guy. I think they have to be within a certain range as well. Let's look at the range here. 8. I think they have to get within... We're gaining on them slowly. But you watch and you see, none of these guys will increase their speed. They will just run away, run away. They have a tendency to go right up behind and then get shot down. At times I like to go trigger happy and hit this button. This is an actual button down here. He's doing it on his own. I didn't do that. But yeah, that's some of the problems that happens with this game. But mission accomplished. We didn't lose any aircraft. That's good. Why is it important to be concerned about losing aircraft, especially off light carriers or main carriers? Is because even though the game says carriers can be replenished or refreshed, or the planes can be refreshed while rearming, no release required, that is actually not true with the mod that I'm using. I'm using an off mod. It was the only one that I could actually work because of my brain, not because it's not possible. Because I already started the series, if I change the mod now, we'd lose all these saves. So that's why I haven't reverted back. And I don't think I will, because I don't want to play with the mod game right now, because my brain can't handle it. That's one thing I wish this game was different, is that even though we're playing the Pacific Theater mod, the capabilities, but I also have Abdicom on the same mod. I have the other versions that we can play on the same mod. So that's why we're sticking with it for now. But, I thought this one was going to be the one that had that capability, which is why I built a level 5 shipyard, so that I could rearm my aircraft carriers, but that didn't want to work out for me. So let's go tactical and shoot these guys down. These guys are going after him. We have some more. I think these guys are the dive bomber type. The ones that hit our last carrier, damaged him pretty badly. They're all gone. Yeah, we got them. Double check. 2 of 2. No losses. Retreat. Okay, it seems to be a theme for today. We're going to have a lot of activity over here. we are waiting for the Hornet Enterprise Battle Group. As you know, in the last video, our Enterprise carrier air wing failed us miserably, and this guy from very little aircraft, I think it was 4 aircraft or something like that, maybe 8, but we had like 24 aircraft in the air. How many do we have up right now? Oh, we have none of them, so it doesn't really matter. We're in friendly waters, as they say. This guy's in dire need of some repair, heavy moderate damage. Currently the anchor of the fleet at only 19 speed. Excuse me. So we're waiting for her to get to Port Moresby so that we can send her off to get replaced or repaired. And that's going to happen here because we have a level 5. We can release ships from this location. What do we have here? This is the Essex that's replacing the Yorktown. Yorktown, right? Yeah. What's it, the Yorktown? Yeah, mine like a mouse per Enterprise. So this is the Enterprise replacement, and I think we're putting into the Philadelphia and the Brooklyn as well. Let's run this sucker and see if we can get going while I take a sip of my drink. So once again, these guys over here, doing a little scanning. Okay. Slow it forward and get this guy into position for us to attack. Close enough. Tactical. We talked about controls of the ships before, on the fleet distance and things like that. We should be in 750 distance from each other, from the main ship 1. That's how the distance works. This guy here. Of course, the game defaults into line ahead every time, even though our formation is not line ahead. I believe we are in a 3-column, maybe. I wish there was a feature here that would pop up that formation screen so that I could see with, I only have 6 ships, and 3-column with 6 ships is different than, let's say, 3-column scout with 6 ships or battle line with 6 ships, than maybe what you're used to. So from these positions, if I wanted to like change it, you have to highlight everybody, change the formation. Those 2 aircraft are done, so let's see what these guys are going to do. Let's go to the lead ship so we can see the best angle. So we see that outside ships are turning in to get closer on both sides. The center line, they don't adjust. The big question with this is, do they cross, these 2 guys, or do they even out? Now, depending on the engagement, like these guys. What are these? Okay, yeah. I've seen it where sometimes when you hit form up, and if you're on the wrong formation, that ships will just decide to switch spots. They will go from one side to the other. Now, if you're in a turning action, and you have collisions on, that could be very bad. You may have intended just to... Let's move them out and see what happens. Sorry. So I extended it to 1,000, and you see they're moving away from the center ship, which is 1, Langley. And they should be going out to 1,000 yards. These are simple formation changes that I don't see a lot of people do when they play this game. Of course, because most targets go for your main ship, which is in the 1 position, which is usually your most valuable ship. So this is 1,000 yards, I guess. And if we went way drastic again to change positions, we're gonna have them all highlighted from the number 1 formation again. Let's look at it from the 6th position. You see everybody coming in. Now, what if we decided to do a turn? So we're going to turn to the left. Let's go back on Banyan so we can see what happens to the fleet. So this guy is on a predestined direction to turn in to 500 yards. And he hasn't compensated for what the carrier was going to do in the turn yet, so that's why they almost came to collision. Now we're on the direction that the Langley is going, well, should be going, but they're doing this squirrely movement. If we go back to the Langley, she should be on the straight right here, but all the other ships were confused for a little bit and didn't really know where they wanted to be. If you have collisions on and you start making some of these movements, you can cause ships to run into each other, and you call that user problem, control issues, whatever. Let's get out of here before we continue on with this. But it's basically some parts of the game that people don't understand or don't test out before they go in, and they wonder why their ships collide. I wish that they were smarter. Not the people of the game. I wish the ships were smarter in how they stayed away from one another. Like if you say always maintain 500 yards from any ship, even under any situation, they would avoid contact with their friendly ships. That should be a thing because captains would do that. And in this game it's not. They will run into each other very easily. These guys are going to keep harassing us. I think it's either because we have aircraft in the air or because we're too close to Singapore. Let's see what we got going on here. Alright, close enough for me. Back to tactical. This is the 4th engagement with these boys. Let's go number 9. Alex Winthorpe. He's from Nevada, and he's 22 years old. He decided when the war broke out that he wanted to do his part and help out, and he decided he wanted to be a pilot. He was a very adventurous man, and he's taken the role very, very seriously. So we have 9 torpedo planes coming in. Hopefully they break off in groups of 3. Let's see if we got a good smattering here. No, I'm not going to play with it. Just let it happen. Whatever happens, happens. But we are going after number 6. So I like that there's a group heading this direction, a group in the middle, and a group looking towards the far right. And as these guys turn, these guys adjust. And that's a problem in the game, because our target is over here somewhere, but we're at a bad angle for attack. I'm going to hit on the trigger here because we got our one guy, and unfortunately now our guy is playing Silly Willy over here, and our buddies will get him before us probably. So we're gonna go in to the last group, and they're right ahead of us, but we're doing squirrely turns for I don't know why. That's all of them now. I took a little control over the aircraft, a little bit, just to, you know, keep the guy a little active. But who are we shooting at still? Stop shooting at your friendlies. So we took a little damage. It's my bug zapper. So yeah, that was fun, I guess. Let's get these guys moving. Oh, I need to be vigilant about what other ships are doing in the group. So we got 11 command points back from the dockyard. It's probably supply ships or a supply ship. We should be getting a few more here. We're into darkness. Anybody? All right, so we're back to morning again, and risk it for the biscuit, boys. Let's see if we can get in another day. So we got scouts out in a lot of places, but we don't have a lot of aircraft up. No cap today, right now. We're gonna see how far we can run this. It's interesting that we've gone through the whole day and there's been no engagements the entire day. So we go back over here and we have some supply guys that need to do their thing. So for whatever reason you didn't go to the target I selected, you went past it. Just kind of silly. And your friend here, who's this guy? Port Moresby? What are you doing? Oh, you're going in to grab supplies. But for whatever reason, you didn't go to the target either. And you're coming in to release. So that's probably our next goal. Now we can do this. So first, let's unload you. Quick hover to make sure everybody's good. This is what our Wake Island looks like right now, supply-wise. Which is good, and we're going to course you back to Midway. See him on the star, right? Let's see where he ends up later on. This guy, Port Moresby truck, where are you? You're going up there. So you can load up. We're going to do a little check here. Let's see. So we're pretty good. We got all our aircraft. We're good here. We're going to manage cargo. We're going to load you up in a sensible way. And sensible, I mean engineering, fuel, and then even is the goal. So by even, I mean one ship with troops, one ship with supplies. So 1,200 covers the 810 for balance purposes. So we're going to stick to that. And yeah, we're taking more supplies than we need to. And the reason for that is, so 200 supplies here to the 150 troops there. That's about as even as it gets and pretty vanilla. But these guys are going back to Port Moresby, which is right here. And as you see, Port Moresby is a little broken. Low on supplies, for that matter. So let's get these guys back at the quickest possible way. So we're going to just do a straight line to like here and hug the coastline just for distance purposes only. We'll get you over there. Now over here, Hornet Enterprise. So Enterprise, you're going to be released. Who else are we going to release with you? Let's unload these guys first. Are you not where you're supposed to be? Unload all cargo. Enterprise, we are going to release you. Alright, see if anybody else needs to be released. I don't think so. These two guys need rearming. Let's do a rearm. Okay, so Missouri has her now full armament. So does Iowa. These guys couldn't be used in bombardment, so might want to think about that at a later date. But it doesn't look like we have any other damaged ships. So just the Enterprise is going to go away. So you're going to release and repair. So, bets, how long does it take for this ship to be repaired? We're going to go to the dockyard after this and take a look and see. So think about it. How many days? I'm going to say 32. Honestly, it's probably between 25 and 30, but 32 is what I'm going to go for because I think it's more damage than we think it is. But let's see what it is at. Okay, so now we got a big hole here. What do we have to replace it with? Well, Jakarta. Is Jakarta guys here? Yeah, Sub Jakarta is here. Let's course these guys out so we can see. And you guys meet them because you need to be over here anyway. Guess we could have just driven to them, but whatever. So the Cimarron is going to go in. The Reno is... So you're going out, and that's where the Reno's going. Is that what I did? Yeah, let's see if we can do that now. Well, can you unload that, please? Yes. Because if we release that ship with the fuel on it, it would mean those... 1 damage, not bad. It would mean that that resources would go somewhere. I don't know where they would go. They might just disappear, but we lose them. Now, by unloading them beforehand, they are on Port Moresby, so we have more fuel here now. So let's go back here again and say, we're getting rid of you, so release and repair you. And I think that's it. I'm okay with 13 for now. I really wish we could rearm this ship, like, rearm and get aircraft back, but that doesn't work. Some say, well, you don't have enough supplies at Port Moresby. I think we do. I think we have enough engineering. It doesn't specify exactly how many, or does it? Let's see. Cost and airfield plane replenishment cost: 5 fuel and 50 supplies per ship that expended ammo or lost planes. Where's the one for replenishment of aircraft? Okay, so this just references the airfield. All of these are the airfield only. It's not the ships. That's why they had this caveat in here. Okay, so this here, it says you can split your task force and rearm individual ships if there are not enough resources to rearm the home task. Okay, well, let's prove that. Jakarta, I want to split off you. Because I really just want to see if I can get this ship, its aircraft back, right? So if we rearm, that theory involved, that should, splitting the ship away should allow it to be rearmed. That didn't do it either. So let's merge you back. If hopefully it goes in the right spot. It does, but we're going to switch you that way. because in 3 position we want you in the 1 position. Good. So once these guys come over and merge, we'll be able to take care of that. This Hornet is waiting on this guy to arrive, so the Essex can take over for the Enterprise, right? Enterprise? Yeah, Enterprise. And then we'll decide what we want to do with these guys. These guys are not bombardment ships. Neither of them. They're at 6.0, 6-inch shells. So it's really not a thing we want to play with. But what we can do is make sure that this guy's in a proper position to get that spot filled. So these 2 guys, is it 2 ships or 1 ship? It's 2 ships. So both of these I'm going to put in with that group. So let's merge. Okay, so now we're back to square one with supplies. We want to make sure that all of our, we're going to be in a 3 column. 3 column means 3 ships that can screen for subs out front, which the Reno has 60 depth charges. Winslow has 60 depth charges, which means they have sonar. So let's put those guys in the proper positions. Okay, and then I like to have these guys. I like to have the Cimarron, Taylor, and Charlie here in this group. So let's rearm them and send them back to Jakarta. So let's go in here and get some more supplies. So manage cargo. And we're going to Jakarta, right? So what do we want to put on here? We don't really have a lot, do we? We don't. So we might want to wait, but let's see what Jakarta has. Jakarta is good. I'm happy with that. Engineering, we could bring this up to a level 2. That would be good because we only have Hurricanes here. These guys are out scouting around. So yeah, that might help us to have more aircraft in that area, but we haven't seen much activity there anyway. But I think for right now, we want these Jakarta boys to go hang out somewhere. Dutch East Indies, you're doing a waiting game as well, aren't you? Yeah, you guys are doing a waiting game as well, and you're in battle line formation, and I want to put you in the number 4 position. Swap. And 6 and 5, I want to be my destroyers. And 1 is finishing that group. So you're a depth charge guy, you're a depth charge guy, you're a depth charge guy. So 6, 1, and 5 leading at 750 distance. That's kind of this group's formation, which I like. And we can actually move you a little bit closer to be safe. Yeah, you just move over there. So again, Hornet, you're waiting on this guy to arrive, which means Jakarta, we're going to have you go wait as well somewhere. and somewhere is going to be right over here. So we have these 2 supply ships waiting for more supplies to arrive. We could get fancy with it and send them somewhere else to pick up. Like, what do we got over here? Lay has been out of commission for a while, but we could probably go over there and pick up. Let's do that. Let's send these guys over. I don't think we have really enough, but let's do it anyway. We're gonna send them. We really have no reason to keep Lay going. We could say the same thing for Caving, but Caving's not as stacked as the other one. Shortland Islands, that's really as minimal as I want to get. Guadalcanal's in the same position. We're not using aircraft there anymore. Santa Cruz is really bare bones, and we're not using aircraft there anymore. Tarawa has more stuff on it than I would like, but we're not using this. It's not in any danger. It's a very friendly home port now. Same here with Cosray. Pompey, still a level 3 rearming location as well, and got a lot of fuel, which needs to probably go somewhere else. Truck is got way too many troops, and they need to move. I should probably start just putting them on Peleliu or putting them on Saipan, because Saipan and Peleliu's going this way to Manila. Saipan is going to be going to Iwo. So they don't need to be on truck. They should probably be here. But we need to even out Saipan as well. If we put, right now it's even. If we put trucks in balance, so that would be what, 9,000 troops over here, we'd be way out of balance. So we need more supplies. So maybe what we start doing is we take from here, not now of course, but we take supplies, not troops, and then grab them off truck and take them to Saipan or take them to Peleliu, whatever we're going to do. So maybe don't take troops off of here or here, just take supplies, and that'll be something to think about at a later date. How's that for a segue? So you're waiting, and you should be moving, right? You're moving. Okay, let's get the ball rolling. All right, so you're here, and we want the Hornet is gone, so 1 spot. So we want to take this guy and split you off. So Essex is going to go, but now if we try to merge, there's going to be a problem here, and these guys will be the problem. It'll just merge it right back into this group, so we need to move them out of the way. So I'll move them over here just because. That's about far away enough. We go to Essex and we hit merge again, and it should go into the place we want it to, but we want it to be here. So let's do a swap. Now Essex and Hornet had some missing aircraft, so she's going to change and not be our attack aircraft carrier anymore. She's going to be the attack aircraft, so we need to swap these 2 guys. So the Hornet will launch cap, Essex will launch attacks. That's the theory of how my mindset on how I had these set up. They're in battle line, which means 2 and 3 are carriers. So if we changed it, what would be better? We were going with, for a long time, the 3-column. 3-column doesn't really allow for the carrier to be defended properly. So if 1 is a carrier and 7 is a carrier, or 6 is a carrier and 1 is a carrier, they still really only defended by 2 ships either way. So that's why we went to battle line. Battle line at least puts proximity of more ships in this area. Same, but they're tighter. They're closer proximity to one another, if they will. I guess if we cover that up, it kind of looks the same, but there's a missing ship right there, right? But that's where we're going. So 6, 1, and 5. Okay, you don't need to be up there. I want you to be at 8 position. Swap. So battleship, battleship. We're going to give them a second try to defend the carriers with their anti-air. 9 and 10. I want you in the 4 position. Pretty sure that's what I want. Maybe we want Savannah out front. Let's put you in the 1 position. Swap. So you're here. And then 6 and 5 are destroyers. No, are they the right ones? So 6 and 5, they're both destroyers. 10, I don't like that. I'm gonna put you at 1. I'm sorry. Let's put you there. I'd rather have you on the side. 10 and 9. Destroyers out front and in the back. So front, front, back, side, 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 middle. That's what we're gonna go with. And sure, why not? Always 750 preferred. And we are rearmed and ready to go. So let's go back to making people angry with us, which means we want to go where? Is there something we want to pick up along the way? Maybe. Let's take troops off at that location, for sure. I'm okay with that. Palembang. Need to start thinking about getting more supplies over here. This is going to be our invasion force for Singapore, I think. We may even come from Kuching. No, we won't. We'll come from here. And I need 4,000 supplies over here. There's maybe 2 there we could grab. What about over here? We got nothing over here right now, so once we get, in fact, you need to go get some stuff. You can't just sit here and wait. I think we're ways off of invading. We're gonna send you back to what do you say, truck? Let's go to truck. And steal from there an even amount of stuff. We got fuel. Not quite enough fuel, but we have fuel. What do we got over here for fuel? Yeah, we can stop here first. So let's do that. Let's go this way. We'll pick up fuel, then go to truck, take some of the troops off truck. What's supply status over here? Not very good. So we'll just take probably engineering, and not engineering, just fuel. And then we'll come over here to grab supplies and troops and engineering. All right, let's move it along. I don't think we sent these guys off on a mission, did we? What do we want to do with you two guys? Brooklyn. Let's course you in. Did we want to replace the Brooklyn and Philadelphia with from the Savannah? Let's go tactical and look at these guys real quick. So we were talking about the Savannah. What's your armament looking like? 780, 3000, 1170s. So the front's got more ammunition, AP. Birmingham. We're trying to mental note, remember these. Okay, Birmingham definitely probably needs to go. There's a reason for that, and it's because of the ammo load. What about you guys? You got a lot of small caliber rounds. And looks like a pretty good arrangement of AAA. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think there's side guns too, and probably rear. I think that Savannah and Birmingham can be replaced. Let's take a quick look and see. Make a mental note of that we just looked at, and we're going to look at these guys. So Philadelphia, what's your status? Let's see what you are. So this is the same ship as the other one we looked at, and Brooklyn, you're different. So you're more bow intensive. So Philadelphia and Brooklyn are Brooklyn class, of course, and then we go to Cleveland is a newer class ship. Okay. Well, there goes that argument. These two guys need to drop off their supplies, and then we'll find a home for them somewhere. Maybe we'll dump them in here. And then we can maybe think about maybe sending them somewhere else. Maybe we'll put them up here. Or they'll be the defense force for our next location that we send up. I don't know. Sometimes my mind goes a little bit. I almost screwed up there. So Palembang Defense Force needs to have a cap up, and I almost didn't put them up. So let's go up with these guys, tactical. I'm gonna show up here somewhere. So you're all going after that guy. You guys should be going after that guy. You guys should be going after that guy. And you two lone soldiers go after the back guy. You guys going after one. Yeah, you're not going to get there, but go after that guy. Go after this guy. And go after this guy. and they'll probably be gone by the time we get there. Still way too close, in my opinion. We want to get crazy here. We can go Langley, speed up, and turn. So those guys are taken care of, which is good. It's important to be aware of what is covered. If you go into engagements and don't have cap, all you're doing is shooting yourself in the foot. That's not a good scenario to be in. What do you do? Task Force 103. Okay, so we sent you here because to get 16 aircraft on this light carrier, the only way to do it is to, well, let's just walk through it. Rearm. Does that do it? No, it doesn't. It should, but the mod doesn't. It's broken. It doesn't say what it does all the time. So the only way to get these aircraft back on this undamaged ship with missing aircraft is to release her. So release and repair. These guys are just going away because I don't like their 2,600 troops to 750 whatever. So if we go to manage cargo, right? These two ships, they can either take 750 supplies or 2160 troops. So these are troop carriers. So if I have two of them in a supply group, that's 4,320 troops, which means the rest of the supply ships have to cover more than 4,300 troops. And at this time, it's really not possible to do that. So these ships carry too many troops to be useful, and they also can't cover supplies to cover the troops they carry. So I can't go supplies, troops in these two ships, whereas the C3s I can. The balance is better. This balance is not very good. So that's why we are releasing both of these guys. And they'll just be used for other things. Speaking of other things, we said we were going to go to the dockyard and we would see the results of the Yorktown. 32 days. So I was right. Okay? The amount of damage on this ship is going to put her out for over a month. But she won't be a museum in the bottom of the ocean anywhere. She should be a museum at a port somewhere still in this 2024, but apparently, you know, she's at the bottom of the ocean. So I personally think that we should have all these known military ships, at least one of every type of ship, as a museum somewhere in this country. And I think the federal government probably should be funding that. I don't think it should be taxpayers or whatever, but maybe it should be taxpayers as well. I think all those ships are like glorified heroes of our past, and we should probably have them as museums. And not just the big name ones either. You know, I understand we have, you know, museum ships all over the country at various ports. And that's great. And some of those are being neglected, and that's not good. But I think that they should be memorialized as our history. And World War II, such a history that I think it should be remembered. I think I've said my piece on that, so let's move on. So this boat carrier that we just put in is only going to be in there for 3 days to get her aircraft back. Okay? These Macaulays that we just sent off, they're going to be in there for 3 days for no purpose whatsoever, but they're going to come out all at the same time. So I think these are 12, or they could be 15. I don't know how many points they are. But we're going to get all those points back. So in the span of 4 days, we're going to get Queen Elizabeth, command points, command points, command points, command points, command points, command points. A lot of command points back. So that's a good thing. Let's make sure we're not doing anything silly before I hit this button. These guys are just being a harassment. Okay. Hurricanes it is. Let's go. Start. So it appears to me that all of the no, there's two groups. These guys are going after the right side, and all of these guys are going after the left side. I want you guys to go. Yeah, do whatever you gotta do. Low and slow torpedo planes. You would think that they would all go in together, first of all, but at this altitude from the beginning. Or would there be some type of variation with the game? But the game doesn't allow for that. They're an annoyance if you don't get them, though. Let me just tell you. So we want to make sure that happens. We're going to go again because these guys are doing it again. Let's go Hurricanes Tactical. So these are fighters, I'm guessing seaplanes. No, these crazy bombers. So I want to have these guys turn. Have them speed up. And spread. So I just did a crazy all sorts of maneuvering with these guys, right? So I'm a little concerned with this guy flying over us like that. Did he get his bombs out? No. But he's in a very dangerous position. I'm glad he's not leveling out and dropping on my carrier. I'd like to hope that my airplanes could shoot him down before he gets too serious. So he's going 207. This guy is going 279. Slow him down. And you are going 311. So we want to get him. Let's just take over. Yeah, suck it. I don't want you in my world anymore. So did we get them all? No damage? Let's check the report. Make sure. 4-4. No losses. Let's see what our ships are doing, crazy devils that they are. You guys going bonsai on me somewhere? No? Let's form back up. Close enough. Alright, let's get out. Let's go back and make sure we were doing the right thing with these guys. 3 column, Is that what we wanted? Yeah, that works. Okay. Let's hit it again. You're coming back in. Hurricanes, tactical. Start. Do a turn. You guys all need to go this way, my friends. You're going the wrong direction. Not liking it. And hurricanes are leading the way for whatever reason. Could have sworn they were right on top of us. Spread these guys out a little bit. I'm okay with the Hellcats where they are right now, so we're going to have them spread. Going to a slight turn. But you guys to spread as well, and you're going to turn the other way. You guys need to turn. And you guys need to turn. We want our aircraft leading the way. You guys, I'm going to have you guys do a turn as well. So, we have a good spread coverage. Let's see what we find out from here. We may not see anything. We came in kind of early, so maybe we will get nothing out of it. Give it a few more seconds. And that's enough for me. Okay. They're there. They're just not quite there yet. So let's wait a little bit longer. Close enough for me. And I kind of want everybody to just go after these dudes. Bro. Alright, do your thing. Let's make us all heroes. And Langley, let's speed up, and we want to turn this direction, please. And we're going to have you guys form up. So it should be an even spread of targets. Where's they hit us first? Right? And there we go. That's 4 down. Four done. These guys might be out for the day. We still haven't seen the big boys yet. These are the big boys. How close are we? Not quite there yet. And keep an eye on the time. You don't want to wait. You know, like if these guys come in and we're at like 1850 and we hit the time forward button and our aircraft land and these guys are still on approach, we could lose our cap at the worst possible time. So you want to make sure that you have time remaining. And I'm okay with that. Let's see if we can get them from here. Again, Langley, we want you guys to do a little turning action. I want everybody to speed up as best speed and we see we have turning torpedo planes. I think they're all torpedo planes. Our aircraft should be able to handle it. Let's see where these guys are going. I'm going to follow this guy. He's the founding member of Monty Python, flying here. I was a big fan of Monty Python as a kid. It was, as a child, vulgar enough to make you think you were getting away with something with your parents. And funny enough to make you feel like you're cool because you're doing something that was not, you weren't supposed to do it, but it really wasn't hurting anybody. The one with the dead parrot. Yeah, that was the one. We got more coming. It's this guy running off into nowhere. Who are you attacking? Attack somebody. Get in the game, my friend. Get in the game. Not EA in the game, but just the game. Just get in the game, my friend. See, the wobbling of the wings like this is because his target is moving. Does he still have a target? Is he just being silly? No, he doesn't have a target. So now he levels out because the target is gone. Interesting, right? What are these knuckleheads doing down here? Being smart and being silly. Kind of. Alright. Moving on. So we can get on more aircraft here. Of course, this is pretty active, right? Yeah. Almost to the point where we want to get these guys out of here, but we're going to go a little bit further. These should be fighters. Let's speed up the group. And see what we got out here. Just fighters. So you want to look at your groups and you see if they're spread out or if they're all going in one direction. If they're going in one direction, it means they're all targeting the same aircraft. That's me on the trigger, by the way. Best not get shot down by that guy. So that should be all of them. Well done, boys. So we got a couple smokers out there. One. Again, they don't repair when they land. They rearm only. I don't know if it impacts their speed or anything, but we need to be aware of that. That's for sure. Now, we haven't seen any supplies going into Manila. That may be because we have them covered here, or we're missing them, who knows. but we're going into the end of the day, and let's look at our dockyard real quick. So when the Renown and the Queen Elizabeth come out, Renown is 8. Okay, it's a week away. We'll do that when we get there. Let's check our supplies and see if we've gotten anybody doing something that we want them to do. No, you're good. And what about you? Supplies. We were sending you over here to get fuel, I believe. Yeah? Fuel and other things. Let's go to Manage Cargo and see what we can get off of this. Nope, that's not what we want to do. We want to go over here. So if we were to take off stuff, it would be troops, troops, troops. And then we want to go over here to Pompeii. Or Sarah? Yeah, that's where we want supplies from. So, and we're not going to take from there. Let's go over here. So we want you to go over here to get some stuff. 1 second. Excuse me for that. To call on nature there. Part of life. We're going to pull Palmbang off of this base for a quick sec. I want him to just do one of these deals. In the morning, we will put up their cap. What else? So, truck defense force, you're doing fine where you are. Don't really want to use you for anything right now. Maybe later when we go to Iwo Jima, we'll engage you. Everybody else seems to be coming back or going somewhere to do something. You're going in to pick up from here, which is good. You can do that. You're going to pick up from Midway. When you get there, we'll probably get rearmed. You're going to do the same, and you're going to do the same. So it's going to be a bottleneck. Let's get to the morning, and we are there. And we are going to call this one almost an hour and a half. I hope you've enjoyed it. We did some things, thought about some things. Let's take a look and see if we've reached April 14th. Is that a day that needs to be remembered? And April 14th, we do not have, again, back to this Casablanca. I don't know why this is a thing. What's the difference between this and this? If we look at the Bogue, and we've done this before, I'm just doing it again, sorry, but 18, 19, so relatively 16 knots versus 16 knots, I think. I think they both go the same speed. Maybe one knot difference, but that's not a big deal. The difference of aircraft is 18 versus 16, and one more Avenger. I guess, okay, we could do that. Simply the number of aircraft, you know, we could put up. We could make a fleet of light carriers, you know, put like 6 of them in a group of 10 and put up 50 aircraft and park them off at Iwo Jima and let them just get all shot down like crazy numbers. They would never be able to break the screen, I think. I think that would be ridiculous. So I don't really know what to use these guys for. If we go to cruisers, I don't know if we have any newer ones. We do. April 15th. So tomorrow we can get to Baltimore's. That will be the next video. We'll probably start getting these guys out. And why do we want them? 30,000 yards. That's why. Some of the other ships we have are 20 and 17 range. This also has a 8-inch caliber gun, which we could bombard with, compared to, what am I looking at? Definitely want those. We're gonna get to Baltimore's. I think it's just the range that we wanted them for. I don't know what their ammunition range or amount is. I wish it was included here so we could know how many rounds. They could put just a thing here that said AP, HE, star shells for each one of these 2 columns, so you'd know how much ammunition they have. They don't do that, but we're gonna be getting these. What's after that? We're over a year away from Alaska, which is only 2 of these guys, which I want them, but, and then that's it. That's the last ship in the group. And then if we go to, we're not really using, we should be using these for defense forces. We already are. Tennessee and California are located somewhere. New Mexico, Mississippi, Idaho, they should be all in a location being used. Maybe that's something that we think about, you know, at these major bases. You know, if we were to say, look at Truck Defense Force, it's got the Tennessee. Peleliu has the Indiana. Saipan has a Colorado. Guam probably could use one for whatever reason we felt like using it for. A lot of ships here being not utilized really, but we could send them off. The goal is just to defend the places that we have. The game has a lot of tricks up its sleeve, and they like to spawn random groups of ships right off the coast of something that we don't have protected. Like, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we had a supply group just spawn right here next to Shoreline Island because we don't have anything protecting it. Then we have to go take it back, and that's a pain. So that's why defense forces came into play in this game playthrough. And then we go to Pennsylvania's, which we have the Arizona being utilized somewhere. Let's see if we can find the Arizona, which is the actual Arizona. Not the actual one, but let's see if we can find it. Okay, maybe it's in one of these groups. Oh, it's unavailable because it was sunk in Pearl Harbor. Okay. So, silly me, right? Yeah, I know. Maryland, we should put out somewhere. I know you guys are all screaming at the screen probably about that. Of course I knew that. I re-enlisted on the Arizona Memorial. Second to last time I re-enlisted. I re-enlisted at the Memorial. And we get into Washington, North Carolina class. We have North Carolina being used. Washington we could probably use. We have all the Iowas out. And then we get into Montana where there's 5 of these guys who'd like to use these. What's the difference here? Is 42,000 yards. Yeah, there's a problem there. I don't know what that script says, but what's the difference here? The difference here is this guy has 20 defensive guns, dual purpose. The radar, air radar is much better. No sonar, of course. And only 3 Kingfishers. That's odd. But yeah, we'd like to get these guys into the game. And then Illinois, 49,000 yards. Again. And look at that. That's just craziness. I love it. I love it. Still, again, with the 20. I love it. But the radar's not as good. Look at that. See the difference? 125, 124. I don't know why that's the case, but that is the case. So, but yeah, we want this 18-inch caliber guns. Oh yeah. I imagine the ammunition is probably low. We probably don't have a lot of that on the ship. But I'd like to get this in the game as well. Hopefully we can make it that far without breaking 300 part videos. There are 2 of them, Illinois, Kentucky. And yeah, Kearsarge, I want to get you in the game too because I think you're an oddity that, sure, why not, right? Some big guns, pretty good air defense. 28 calibers, or 28 air defense guns. Quite a spread on you. I'd like to park you in the middle of 2 carriers and see you defend them. Really, the goal is I want to see these ships in the game because I want to see how they help each other out. You know, I believe the Kearsarge. I don't think it was a real ship. I think it was plans. I'm not sure. I'd love to go to the museum for this ship, and it looks like it's a battleship with a bow slapped on top of it. So that's a thing. And of course we go to the CVs, and I want to see the late Essex in the game, as long as the longbow as well. Why? Because of this guy. I want to see the Helldivers, and I want to see the Corsairs. And there's a buttload of aircraft. I just want to see that. So we're definitely going to play until we hit Essex late. And I'd like to see maybe a group of four ships up with this, and the names of the 6. Yeah. That I would do. I think I said I was going to end the video about 20 minutes ago, but we're going to do it now. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.